What's up, y'all? It's your boy Allende, back with another quick tip, little video for y'all. So I landed in Toronto, man, yesterday, and I actually had a question. So I hit up a subscriber who got a few consults from me that actually lives in Toronto, and I hit him up, and I was asking him this question or whatever, and I hadn't spoken to him in a long time. He got his consults. He went on about his business. I didn't hear from him. And he went ahead and answered my question or whatever. And then he went on to say how much those couple of consults has helped him. Like they were life changing. And, it's just something I've heard many times because it's an experience I have with training clients as well as, consulting and coaching clients. A lot of them don't last. And it's funny, the irony. A lot of my clients don't last because the value that they get is so efficient. A lot of my clients in fitness, after a few months, bro, they don't need me anymore. Because not only do I teach them what to do, how to do it, I teach them why to do it. And once they understand how their body works, they understand these concepts, they usually can, if they're fairly intelligent, they can formulate their own approach and their own plan, and then they might check in if they have a question and they need something later. So anyhow, so I experienced the same thing in dating advice also, right? Like I'll put it into as clear of a perspective as I can where it's changing the guy's mindset, because I don't like to approach the behavior. I like to approach the mindset because I think the mindset comes before the behavior, obviously. Like, why are you even doing the things you're doing? Why are you making the mistakes you're making? Because of the framework that you're operating from, the paradigm you have. And it's also the same thing with females. A lot of guys is running into issues with women, not realizing that you're picking the wrong women just based essentially on their mindset. That's the first thing you should be screening, because her behavior is just going to be indicative of how she views herself as well as the world, right? So, super busy, guys. Do me a favor, stop what you're doing right now. Go ahead and like the damn video. Share it with somebody. Do whatever you gotta do. I don't know how this damn algorithm works, bro. I'm still not a YouTuber, guys. I'm sorry. YouTube is not my passion. It's not my thing. So yes, I guess still amateur when it comes to how the algorithm works or whatever. But you're supposed to damn like the video. You're supposed to damn share the video, hit the bell, subscribe, all that good shit. Y'all know, y'all watch YouTube, do all that good stuff. But yeah, I wasn't even gonna make a video. I didn't come out here for that. I wasn't thinking about it. I don't think about making content anymore. But when he said that to me, I thought to myself, what I told him in particular, and I'm gonna share it with you guys here in a second. What I said to him in particular, to me, wasn't really that prolific. But it might come across as common sense to me, but then again, someone that's 10, 15, maybe even 20 years younger than me, it's not common sense. It's not something I knew in the past. It's something I came to kind of realize, hey, this is an easier approach, right? So I thought to myself, man, if simple pieces of advice could be that helpful to guys, that guys are constantly telling me, hey, you told me this thing, and to me it's a small thing, and it's like that thing changed my whole perspective, it changed my whole life. I'm like, all right, let me make time tomorrow to make a couple YouTube videos, man, because it's probably going to help people. So, chasing the bread and all that kind of stuff, man, I don't do that on YouTube. But I do obviously care about guys and want to help guys genuinely and all that stuff. I've just always done those things in real life, in person, one-on-one. So anyhow, so what I don't remember exactly what his issue was, but I know what he told me. The advice was, it was real simple. What I told him, I said, listen, this will stop you from having that problem anymore, and then if anything, you can come to me with a new problem. And I was like, that problem is easily solved by looking for this key thing 3 times. So these three things in a female, which is basically the same damn thing. And I said to him, when I was breeding dogs, if there was a particular trait or characteristic that I wanted, and I wanted it to be strong in the puppies, but I didn't want it to compromise any of the genetics, right? So I don't want to get too deep into that, guys. But there's certain characteristics we'll look for as a breeder that if you try to force into it, it actually will negatively affect another aspect of the dog, right? Like for example, if you're trying to get a certain eye color and you force it, what will happen is you might actually get the eye color, but you might get it in one eye and not the other, or you might get the eye color, but it it weakens the eyesight of the dog. Now you might have a dog that's like damn near blind, running into walls and stuff, but it has really pretty eyes, right? Anyhow, so I told him what I would do is I would look for that trait in the parents as well as both grandparents, which still can run into that problem. But anyhow, it's not the same as forcing it, especially if it's recessive. So I told him, if you want a chick that's going to be like relationship orientated, that's going to be a little bit more loyal and so on and so forth, that's not going to be so much about you, and it's not going to be so much about her, right? Because a lot of women try to act like, well, if a guy behaves a certain way, then he will get XYZ out of her. That's nonsense, guys. This is why you see women that will stay with a dude that's abusive, beats them, whatever, whatever, whatever. Her loyalty trigger is not because of him as an individual or his personality. Obviously, he doesn't even deserve that loyalty. Her sticking around is usually coming from somewhere else. It might be coming from her insecurity, or it might just be that's the way she was brought up. That's the way she was trained. So I told him, look for a chick that her parents are still married, and her grandparents on both sides are still married, and then she spends a lot of time with the family. And the other kiosk that I gave him, caveat was try to get a chick who has little to no social media presence, because that was another issue he was having about, you know, chicks don't be responding to him right away or whatever, or like she canceled the date on me, and then the next thing you know, I see something on her story, and then she gives me some stupid excuse, but then I saw on her story she was somewhere else. That kind of nonsense. So I said, to prevent all of that, so you don't got to get into the nitty gritty and the details of all of that and waste your time trying to figure that out, just get a chick that's not into social media like that in the first place, right? Get a chick that doesn't have one at all, or it's extremely small and insignificant. I know they exist, guys. I just came back from the Olympia last week, and I did the Olympia front row seats. Man, shit was awesome. And man, I met some baddies out there, and one of them was fine as hell, all of 22, and she didn't have social media. She didn't have Instagram. I took a picture with her and a friend. I'm like, yo, let me tag you. And she's like, I don't have Instagram. I'm like, what? Come to find out, she really didn't have Instagram, because the best friend has it, and she'll post pictures with the friend all the time on the friend's Instagram, but she herself doesn't have it. And I told her, listen, this is a huge advantage you have. Make sure that you try to secure a valuable husband by the age of 25, you know, a good 5 to 10 years older than you. But just know that you have this huge advantage of not having social media at all. Because when he looks around and compares you to his other options, they're going to be slutted out all over social media, and they're going to be maybe coming from an OnlyFans background or something like that. So I basically told you the same thing. Look for a chick who just doesn't have that, and look for a chick who not only is her grandparents on both sides still married, but also her parents are still married, and she spends a lot of time with them. So real quick, I'll just get into the reason why that makes a huge difference, besides the obvious. Obviously, you guys are like, oh, I can see how that would make a difference. No, hold on. It gets a little deeper than that. There are women who will be like, oh, I hate going around my family because they keep asking me about my dating life. They keep asking me when you're going to settle down, blah, 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 blah. And women are very short-sighted across the board. Across the board. Like, that can be said about the way they interact with almost everything is very short-sighted. It's very in the moment. And the way they explain things to themselves is always very, surface level, first impression. They don't think any deeper. Why is it that I can't get commitment from successful guys? It's because they're intimidated by my career. You know, that's just an example. It's like that's just a conclusion that you jump to. You didn't really think about it. You didn't really dissect it, and you would see that's actually obviously not what the hell it is. He's not intimidated. He himself is successful. Why would he be intimidated by your success? And when you really look into it, you're not valuable to him because your career comes first. You don't have any time for this man. You can't wait on him. You can't serve him. You can't cater to him. You're not going to have the attitude and the energy that he wants when he comes home, because you're going to be coming home stressed and tired because you worked all day. All of this takes a little bit more than 30 seconds of thought, guys, and they don't give it that much thought. They just quickly jump to what it is. The man is insecure. He doesn't want me to go out partying with my friends on a weekday. It's because he's insecure. It's because he's controlling. It's like, no, it's because he has partied before. He knows what the environment is like. He knows what happens when you pregame with your friends. Then you end up going to a club. Then you say, hey, let's go to this other club. Then you ride to this other spot. Guys are buying you drinks because you look good. Next thing you know, you're making out with a random dude. Like, he knows all of that. He's been in that atmosphere. It's not that he's controlling. It's not that he's insecure. Just think it through, mama. So when they have their family members constantly asking them, so, you seeing anyone? When are you getting married? What's going on? They quickly think, oh, I don't know why my family thinks that I need to be, in a marriage. Why do they think that I need a man? Why do they think that blah, blah, I have my own job, I have my own career? It's like, think it through just a little bit more. Your family members, especially uncles, aunts, father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, they've been around a little longer than you. Human nature doesn't change that much. Okay? Technology changes, social norms change, trends change, all that kind of stuff changes. But human nature at its core doesn't change. So what's happening is family members aren't stupid. They're thinking if this daughter, niece, granddaughter, sister, whatever, is of dating age and she doesn't have a committed boyfriend, long-term boyfriend, she's sexually active. So in their mind, they're like, hold on, if Susan's been single for 3 years now, how many guys has Susan been getting pounded out by? This isn't going to be good. This isn't going to be good for Susan mentally, emotionally, or socially. It's not going to be good for her stocks. It's not going to be good for her sanity. Also, what happens when there's a hurricane? What happens when there's a lockdown? What happens when something happens? Where's the man that's going to protect her? Then when Susan needs something, as strong as she acts, as independent as she believes she is, when something happens and she needs help, who do you think she's going to go to? She's going to go to that very same family. So she becomes a burden to said family. If she doesn't already have bastard children out of wedlock, this type of behavior might lead to children out of wedlock, and then that's a strain on the family. So they're thinking about all these different variables that could be solved by her simply having a boyfriend or husband that she can count on and rely on that's invested in her as well as her family. That's why they're like, please, get a boyfriend, bring him around, hopefully he's a nice guy and we can all get along, right? But of course, her lazy mind, her selfish mind is not thinking that in depth or that far ahead. She's just simply saying, oh, leave me alone. It's irritating. You keep asking me why I'm single. No, sis. They want you to hurry up and get somebody so they ain't got to worry about you no more. And I know this because my mother and my sister are married. I got half of my aunts married, half of them aren't. And when the phone rings, you know what I mean? It's a single woman. You gotta, as a guy that's got his shit together, you gotta look at the phone for a couple seconds like, I wonder what they want. It's not a holiday of any sort. It's not my birthday. I'm like, did somebody die or are they gonna need something? Right? But when they have a boyfriend or a husband that they've been with for a long period of time, you answer the phone quick. You're like, what's up, auntie? What's up, sis? What's up, mom? You answer the phone quick. What could you possibly need from me that you can't get from your husband? You see what I'm saying? So anyhow, guys, that was the advice that I shared with him. He got a lot of super, super duper value out of it. He got a really cute girlfriend right now that's a good girl, loyal, committed. They're having a great time together. They mesh well with each other's families. It's all good. It's all good. One more thing I'd like to say on the way out. Self-reflection, being self-aware. In the Manosphere, in the Red Pill, whatever. I was irritated from way back with guys, blurting out how the quality of women is so low. And they're looking for this virgin and this unicorn and blah, blah, blah. And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I actually have found girls like that plenty of times. I understand the ingredients. I know where to find them. And I also know that every guy's not entitled to them. It's funny how you got modern guys saying that women want traditional men, but they're not traditional women. Hold on. You dudes are saying you want traditional women and you're not traditional men. So like it blows my mind the lack of awareness while saying that women are unaware. So what is the quickest, easiest way that I could say what I'm trying to say? Like dudes be thinking that they're gonna like sleep around, be having casual sex, doing their thing, partying, clubbing, whatever, be modern, be into social media, be into adult content, all these things, and then somehow they're gonna find this good girl from a small town who's a virgin or been with very few people. She's super traditional, super loyal, and all this other stuff, and somehow they're entitled to that girl? Bro. How could it even work that way? Let's say hypothetically you find a chick like that, which I have on many of occasions. And this is what I've run into. You meet a girl like that, and it's like, well, now she wants you to come meet her family on Sunday, and you haven't even hooked up with her yet. Of course you haven't, because she's not like that. So she's down to spend time with you. She doesn't flake on you. She doesn't cancel on dates. She doesn't ghost you. But when she shows up for these days, she expects to literally walk on the beach and just hold hands and talk. That's it. Not find a little creep spot where nobody can see you and get some heady momo and get some sloppy. No, that's what? Huh? The whole point is she's not like that. So what happens is now, number one, you got to be willing to invest that time without getting any of that hanky-panky stuff, right? Because she's a good girl. Hello, that's what we're talking about, right? So she's not going to be after your money. She's not going to be after the clout. She's not going to be posting the dates and posting the expensive dinners because they don't exist. The social media doesn't exist, right? So she's going to expect you to invest your time. She's going to expect you to be genuine, really actually get to know her. Then when she wants you to come meet her family, because she wants the family to screen you. She wants to see how you get along with them and if they approve. So now you got to go play Mr. Innocent with the family. You got to go shake the father's hand, have a beer with the father and all this other kind of stuff. So the point I'm trying to make, guys, if you're not willing to do all of that, if you're not willing to like actually be a good guy with like actually good intentions and all this type of stuff, then what the fuck do you think you're gonna get that girl? You're gonna get that girl, bro. So like I said, I've been there, bro. I've been there many times, and it's like, how do I interact with the brother? What in my head, I know I'm not trying to like marry his sister right now. I'm not trying to commit 100%. Like I'm not trying to do that right now. So for me to be around these people would be disingenuous, right? I'm either wasting their time because I'm gonna change my mind later and end up not even smashing and not even doing nothing with her, or I'm nefarious, and I am trying to smash, and I'm still lying to these people. I'm gonna sleep with their daughter and then bounce up out of there. So unless I'm ready to settle down, you know what I mean, and start wearing the Christmas sweaters and stuff and taking the family picture, bro, come on, stop wasting people's time. So I just wanted to put that out there, guys, because this dude, he actually was looking for that. He found that. He's happy with it. He's playing his part. That's what he genuinely wants to do. A lot of guys aren't actually ready for that, but yet they be talking like they want a girl like that. So that's the only reason why I brought that up. You got to look at the goose. You got to look at the gander. You got to look at both sides of the coin. Quit with the women are trash, women are this, women are that, before you open your mouth to say any of those things or use any of those explanations as a cope, because that's what the women are doing. It's amazing to me. That's what the chicks are doing. They're saying it's men's fault, men are the problem, and then pointing out all the flaws that modern men have or the men that they have dated have, rather than saying, but whoa. What is it about me, though? What is it about me why I'm choosing these dudes? You know what I'm saying? What value do I have? What skill sets do I have? What do I bring to the table? What are my flaws? They're not asking themselves those things honestly. So I just want guys to be for real with themselves, right? This channel is going to be the dreaded truth. That's not just the dreaded truth about the world, about politics, about female nature. It's also the dreaded truth about yourself. All right, guys? So do the Michael Jackson. Take a look in the man in the mirror before you start criticizing any and anything else around you. And I guarantee you, 80 to 90% of the time, if you adjust yourself, your outlook, and how you interact with things, you will change the outcome. You'll get what you want. The world could be whatever it is. If you conduct yourself a certain way, you as an individual will still be able to get what you want out of the world. That's why all this whining about racism, whining about the economy, whining about modern women, whining. Bro, the landscape is what the landscape is. Navigate it. If there's a mountain, figure out how to go around it, go through it, or climb it. Figure it the fuck out. Stop bitching, whining, because that's not going to make the mountain disappear. Okay? If there's a lake or a river, figure out how you're going to get across it. Find a boat, learn to swim, get a raft. I don't know. But bitching about it is not going to make the water evaporate. Okay? These obstacles are going to be here regardless. Modern women are going to be modern women regardless. You don't have any control over the economy regardless. You don't have any control over social interactions or racial interactions or whatever. You don't determine that, bro. So whatever the tone is, figure out how to make it work for you by adjusting you. We out. Peace.